virtually to Senator McSally.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Appreciate it. Right now, Arizona is in the midst of dealing with both the pandemic and the wildfire season. The Sawtooth Fire near Gold Canyon, Arizona is the Southwest region's first type 1 fire of the season and the first major fire during the pandemic. The fire is now, thankfully, 80% contained, and I want to say thanks to the firefighters and the first responders who led this effort and developed COVID mitigation strategies that can be implemented around the country. While coronavirus is a new challenge for sure for our wildland firefighters, this is a group of professionals who are well-versed in risk assessment and mitigation. And because Arizona's fire season starts earlier than most of the rest of the West, our fire crews have already been successful fighting wildfires while implementing COVID-19 mitigation measures where possible. So as the fire season progresses, I just want to encourage the debriefs and the lessons learned from our crews in Arizona will help those around the West better prepare successfully to battle wildfires. So I just really encourage the Forest Service to reach out and get those lessons learned so that they can be used for others. One of the most effective ways to reduce the wildfire risk over the long haul, though, is to improve the health of our forest. In Arizona, the Forest Restoration Initiative, or FORFRI, is looking to do just that by mechanically thinning more than 1 million acres of national forest. But in order to reach its target, the project needs to rapidly increase production. At hearings in this committee more than a year ago, I questioned Forest Service Chief Vicki Christensen about the delays with the FORFRI Phase 2 RFP and how the Forest Service planned to implement the reforms outlined in my forestry bill, and when we could finally expect a Phase 2 contract award. Since then, we've had 9 amendments to the RFP and months of delays. I understand the RFP solicitation finally closed on May 12th, and the Forest Service is in the review process. I'm sure you can see from the bids you received that Arizona's logging industry is eager to get to work restoring our national forests and preventing these wildfires. Mr. Phipps, when can you tell me that the Forest Service will award this Phase 2 contract, and when will the forestry work actually begin under Phase 2?
Thank you for this question. As I understand it, it's on track to be awarded in September, and the work could, if conditions are appropriate, could begin in the fall.
Okay, I hope that to be true, and the concern on the ground obviously is that the work can start before they start to see the winter and the snow up in the area that needs to be mitigated. So September is the hope, and you think that it's on track for that timeline still?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Well, much of the focus has rightly been on how the coronavirus may affect the health of firefighters. The pandemic has impacted the wildfire seasons in other ways. The social distancing orders have reinvigorated America's love for the outdoors. As stay-at-home orders have relaxed, Americans have flocked to campgrounds, national forests, and public lands for healthy, socially distant recreation. We're seeing this around all the amazing places we have in Arizona. Many campgrounds and outdoor recreation sites in northern Arizona's Cool Pines reported their busiest days ever over Memorial Day weekend this year. In general, this is a good trend. More people outdoors enjoying public land and rebuilding our rural economies, but more people in the forest also brings increased risk of human-caused wildfires. Mr. Phipps, what are the federal foresters doing differently this year to encourage safe recreation on public lands, which is greatly needed during this pandemic, while mitigating the high wildfire risks that have more people, we bring more people to the forest, there's a higher risk of human-caused fires?
Thank you for the question. What we're doing different, we've accelerated our ad campaign with the Smokey Bear messaging to get the word out that it's really important, as always, but more so in the pandemic, to be careful with fire so we can reduce the amount of human starts, which are the majority of fire starts. And we're increasing our patrols in the forest, and in some cases where fire risk is at a particularly high level, we would be preemptively banning campfires if needed.
Great, thank you. I'm out of time. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.